Atlas cables at the Hi-Fi News Show in Windsor. Delighted to be here. We're actually here as an example of a manufacturing technique. At Atlas we don't solder any of our cables, we cold weld or crimp all our cables. So part of our manufacturing process we can transfer it from the factory to the show. So Andrew's making here is making a set of Mavros speaker cables, and these are some of our top performing cables, and we're just about to finish the cable off here by, after we've crimped the cable, putting on the final terminations.
So that's a little thing on GC1, and there's a little place over
Yeah, you want to talk us through what you're doing? Just screwing things on at the moment.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. Go on.
This is actually the final part of the cable assembly.
Okay.
Everything else is all done to it.
Okay.
Basically just putting on the new transpose plugs on the end, fitting the shells, fitting the plug to the shell here.
So that's like a banana plug for a speaker cable, yeah?
Yeah, you can actually have a choice. As a customer you can choose between a Z plug, an expanding plug, or in fact a spade connection. So you've got multiple choices, multiple options of terminations in each cable.
So talk us through the range. Where is Mavros in the Atlas range?
We've got 6 families in the Atlas range. We start from Element at the bottom, so we've got Element, Equator, and Hyper, are our kind of volume, kind of hi-fi products, and then we've got 3 high-end products which are Ascent, Mavros and Asimi. So Mavros here is a top-performing OTC copper cable. So it's likely one of the most popular products we make. It's a product we've made for around 8 years, and this is the latest variant of it, which is a Mavros, and it's got what's called an external grunt connection, which is a screen speaker cable, and it allows you to actually connect the speaker screen directly to earth. So it stops the cable, speaker cable acting as an antenna and broadcasting noise back to the system.
So obviously with that sort of design, do you have to ground it? Would it be worse if you didn't ground it, out of curiosity?
Well, primarily, definitely if it's an interconnect and it's got a screen, you need to ground it. A speaker cable, because it's a low impedance, what you're trying to do is you're not trying to ground it to stop it picking up interference, you're stopping it from broadcasting it. So it'd be preferable to ground it, but the speaker cable is not necessary to ground it, you can have it still have a floating screen.
And obviously, because there's a lot of different cable companies that sell cables, what makes Atlas different and what is kind of the USP for Atlas cables?
Well, I would say that what differentiates us likely is the things that we don't do. Because a lot of good companies, and we're a material science and engineering company. Some of the things that make us different is we don't silver plate any analog cables, so interconnects and speaker cables. We don't use solder. Right? So we crimp all our connections. And why is it? It's not because we think solder's bad, it's because we think that by crimping the plug directly airtight onto the conductor, we get a far superior connection, and we lose a place where you lose information. Remember, cables don't add anything, but the best cables can lose the least. So, not soldering, not silver plating, and the fact is that we use the crimp connection means that the product is very consistent. So it doesn't matter who makes the product in the factory, and because we use compression tooling, every product is the same, identical, and I think that's what separates us from the competition.
So if someone's obviously, if they're new to hi-fi or they're using sort of, I don't know, cheaper cables and they want to come to Atlas, what would be the kind of cables range that you would recommend someone starts or goes and listens to?
Well, likely our most popular product is our entry-level product, it's called the Element Integra. Element is available as it's a coaxial interconnect series, and we have a series of speaker cables that match that, and I would say that would be the first step into Atlas, and that would be a cable that's the step up performance from the standard product that maybe you get with your amplifier or your loudspeakers or something like that. So Element will start. Once you go through Equator, we get into different materials. Basically, when you go through the Atlas range, what changes is the materials that the cables are made from, because the production technique is the same. The plugs tend to be very similar. So the construction's the same, but the materials are different.
Okay. And is it only speaker cables and interconnects you sell, or do you sell other products?
We sell everything. We do headphone cables.
Okay.
We are one of the few companies that actually got a range of upgradable headphone cables. So if you're a customer and your specialities for in-ear monitors, we've got a good upgrade cable. We've got upgrade cables for most of the high-end headphones out there. We cover the ground there. We do digital cables. HDMI, USB, optical. We do glass optical. We do AES, EVU cables. So whatever your cables need, you can get from Atlas.
What about power cables, out of curiosity?
Power cables, yeah. It's all screened. Screened power cables. Very important these days that you actually use a screened power lead. Because again, not only is the power contaminated now, most power in most houses has got at least power line on it.
Yeah, of course.
And if you can contain the EMC and the EMI from the cable there, you can try and keep your system quiet. And in these days of high resolution audio, that one area where you get the benefit of high resolution audio is to keep the noise flow down, and that is all to do with screening. So it's whether it's screening power leads, whether it's screening interconnects, or indeed screening loudspeaker cables.
Me personally, this show is a great example of pay attention to details, like your cables. That was a great systems here, sounding absolutely fantastic. So they're all paying attention to those details, and all those systems sound great. So there's no better example of what you're talking about than this show, really. So.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of the better shows around, certainly in the UK, because you've got some good rooms, there's some good demos, there's certainly some good equipment, and if you're as a customer, this is a show that you should visit.
You forgot there's lots of good sound. That's the one you forgot.
Yeah, good sound,
Perfect. Thanks very much, guys. Lovely. Thank you.